So Joe Biden unveiled his slogan in an interview with ABC News. This ought to be good.
Everybody knows who Donald Trump is, and I hope people know who I am. So I think the folks are ready to choose truth over lies.
The president has a motto, make America great again. Do you have one?
Make America moral again. Return to the essence of who we are, the dignity of the country, the dignity of people, treating our people with dignity.
And that has been the main thrust for you all.
Yeah, to bring this country together.
He's going to do a Hillary. He's going to do a Hillary. He's doing a Hillary right this second. Bring this country together. Let's return to who we are. Let's show dignity and treat our people with dignity. Let's make America moral again. Okay, putting aside the vagueness of it, if you actually wanted to make America moral, and by the way, you can't add the word again, because when were we totally moral? For about 14 minutes after, we freed the slaves, but it took a war to do it when every other country didn't need a war to do it. When Jim Crow and segregation ended. I mean, but then immediately after, we've never had universal health care in this country, for example. We've never had a minimum wage that's a living wage. Post-World War II, we've been to 1,000 different wars that we shouldn't have gone to in the first place, and they're illegal and offensive in nature. When the fuck were we moral? When were we moral? When were we moral? Answer the question. He can't answer the question. But even if you drop the again part, you just say, make America moral. You know how you would actually do that, Joe? Give everybody universal health care. So Medicare for all. Give everybody free college and wipe the college debt slate clean. Do a massive infrastructure deal. Pull out of every single illegal and offensive war that we're currently engaged in. That's how you would make America moral. Free every nonviolent drug offender and legalize, tax, and regulate marijuana. That, Joe, is how you would make America moral. But he doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that at all. And in fact, when you look at his voting record, it's abysmal. Joe Biden voted for the Iraq War. And you're going to talk about making America moral again? When were we moral? Were we moral when everybody voted to illegally and offensively invade Iraq? And topple a government that didn't attack us? And we relied into it because they said Saddam Hussein was working with Osama bin Laden, which was preposterous? Is that when we were moral? Were we moral when you voted for the Patriot Act and got rid of our constitutional protection from unreasonable search and seizure and got rid of habeas corpus and due process? Were we moral when you voted for NAFTA? Were we moral when you voted for Wall Street deregulation, which led to the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession? When the fuck were we moral? When were we moral? But more importantly, put aside the substance of it. He's going to hit you with a platitude sandwich, dog. That's all he's got. That's all he's got is a platitude sandwich. Make America moral again. The essence of who we are. We have to show dignity. We have to bring this country together. Bro, you're bringing a fucking super soaker to a gunfight. You do understand that, right? New York Times reported the other day that he's going to run on this message. Donald Trump is an aberration. He's not like all the wonderful good people in this country, including all the wonderful great Republicans. He's the problem. Donald Trump is the problem. Let's return to normalcy again. Let's make America moral again. So, in other words, he's going to try the exact same strategy that Hillary Clinton tried. What did Hillary do? Oh, Donald Trump, you have to understand that he's not like the other Republicans. He's unique, and he's uniquely bad and uniquely wrong, and he's a unique danger to the country. How'd that work? It didn't work, Joe. It didn't work. It didn't work. As they are ripping you a new asshole 14 times to Sunday, you're going to stand there on stage and be like, this man is the only problem. You get rid of him and everything's okay. No! People's lives are broken. Our country is broken. This idea that you could just run on, he's the problem. No, the conditions that led to him are the problem. He's also the problem, but the conditions that led to him. Having two totally broken and utterly corrupt and rotten political parties that serve the interests of the elite time and time and time again and screw regular people. Only in a country like that can you get somebody like Donald Trump elected, because Donald Trump effectively ran on a message of, I'm not like him. I'm the outsider. I'm gonna change the system. I'm gonna drain the swamp. Well, now he didn't actually do that, But that message is one of the reasons why he won, because it resonated. People thought anything but what we have now. And Biden's argument is, let's go back to what we had prior to Trump. The same fucking shit that led to Trump in the first place. Listen, the good news is, I told you, I don't think he's going to go anywhere, bro. I think by the time the first votes are cast, I think he's going to be in third place or worse. That's what I think. Now, I could be wrong. I have a pretty solid track record of predictions, but I have been wrong from time to time, and it's possible I'm wrong, but he's not offering anything. He's not offering anything, and he ran for president 2 other times, and he tanked in the polls the 2 other times. He was considered a favorite the 2 other times, and he got utterly destroyed the 2 other times. So I think the best predictor of future action is past action, and I think that that's probably what's going to happen. He's utterly, utterly, utterly out of touch with the base. You know, like the other day, he just said, he was asked a question about immigration, and he was like, well, there's a reason why these hordes are now coming here. And everybody was like, did you just refer to them as hordes? Like, what is this, a fucking zombie movie? So he can't help himself but shove his foot in his mouth 14 times a day. So I think eventually that's going to catch up with him, and he's going to tank in the polls. But it's so infuriating to see, basically, Trump versus Hillary 2.0. And at the same time that's happening, mainstream media is gaslighting everybody and pretending like, oh, it would be a gift to Trump if it was Trump versus Bernie. No, it would be a gift to Trump if it's Trump versus Biden, or Trump versus Buttigieg, who's an empty suit, or Beto, or Kamala. Oh my God. Oh my God. Make America moral again. The dude who voted for the Iraq War and NAFTA and the Patriot Act and Wall Street deregulation wants to make America moral again, he says. Listen, he's just out of touch with the times. His whole ad was, you saw his launch ad, right? We covered it on this show. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. His whole launch ad was, Nazis are bad. That was his whole launch ad. No shit, Joe. And then? There's no and then. I realized this country's in trouble when Donald Trump said there's fine people on both sides, and one of the sides was chanting white lives matter, and Jews will not replace us, and holding tiki torches and defending a Confederate statue. I, for one, think white supremacy is bad. Which is why I voted against school bus desegregation when I was a young politician in Washington for the first time. See, that's the thing. That's how you know he's just a rank opportunist. He said, he's on video early on in his career saying, I tried to prostitute myself to big donors. They said, you got to come back when you're 40, son. So he did. He went back when he was 40. He's already done fucking fundraisers with the Comcast CEO. And GOP donors, nonetheless. See, that's what he's going to try to do. Let's make America moral again. Let's go back to how everything was beforehand. So why don't I go to all the big money Democratic donors and the big money GOP donors and tell them, listen, I'm still going to let you keep all your money. I'm still going to let the status quo be as is. I'm just not going to do mean tweets. So, I will be a calm, cool, and collected leader who will continue screwing regular people and listening to the elites. So support me. I'm telling you, man, Hillary 2.0. Hillary 2.0. Make America moral again. If you actually cared about making America moral, you would be screaming about getting out of these wars and giving everybody Medicare for all, giving everybody health care. But you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't care about the issues. Joe Biden's running because he's got a fucking giant ego. That's why he's running. He wants that title. Yes, I want to be president. I want the accolades. I want the love. I want the adoration from the crowds. But I don't want to do anything for it. I just want to be a status quo manager and defender. They don't get it. They don't get it. They're so out of touch with the times. He does not understand what it's like for regular people and how regular people are struggling.